Hello and welcome to part 4 of what is your COVID-19 routine. I did the first 3 of these at 2-week intervals on March 21st, April 5th, and on April 19th. Man, I had a lot shorter hair back then. It is now May 15th. Yesterday was my 2-month core anniversary. And though I appear to be wearing a thriving shrub on my head, this is in fact just my hair. My last haircut was early March. Okay, here are 5 more things that I am doing to keep going, which I'm sharing with you in the hopes that they may help you or perhaps inspire you to share your strategies for keeping going. I realize that what's working for me may not work for you or may not be available to you. I realize the degree of comfort and of privilege that I have is not available to many, and, well, see part 3 of this series for more on what I'm doing to address that. Right, on to part 4.
We recommend 3D,
SD,
three-dimensional.
social distancing.
I also found that yoga is something I need to do every week, maybe a couple times a week. And yes, I am doing a yoga pose that I can actually do reasonably well. There are many that I'm not so good at. And I mention that because it's okay. Yoga is not a competitive sport. You do the best you can and never hurt yourself. Always remember that you can substitute child's pose for any pose, and that's fine, and that's good. It is good, yoga is good for your physical health, but also your mental health. So I would also suggest that if yoga isn't your thing, pick something meditative. Pick something where you can relax your mind a bit. I find yoga helps, but there are lots of ways to relax your mind, lots of meditative practices that you could pursue. I'm thinking a lot more about gratitude. As Aisha S. Ahmad says, quote, actively shift your focus to gratitude. This is a practical and effective tool for remaining mentally resilient under sustained disaster conditions. She says, every morning, write down 10 things you are grateful for in the here and now. Okay, I can't claim that I actually do that every single morning, but I do make note of things that I am grateful for. And here are 10 that I'm grateful for right now. I am grateful for my continued employment. I know that many are out of work, including those in the public sector. I'm grateful that even though salary cuts are likely, they're not taking place this fiscal year. Ample food we do not want for nourishment. I know hunger is on the rise. The bunnies I see on my morning jogs. That I live in an area, a sufficiently rural area, where I can jog without a face mask. Spring. Friends who I am in regular contact with. Family I get along with. Karen. Good books. I'm reading Hisham Matar's The Return right now. It is magnificent. Check it out. And perhaps make a list of some of the things that you're also grateful for. Listen to your favorite albums and listen to them all the way through. There's something especially poignant about listening to live records right now. The sound of the audience, what it's like to be at a live concert. And I say listen to the record all the way through because so much of today's listening is just a track here, a track there, a playlist. But as vinyl enthusiasts already know, listening to the entire album all the way through is another experience and one worth having. Also, to give credit where it's due, I got this idea from Lisa Tatinetti. Thanks, Lisa. I think people in countries with competent governments cannot fully understand, and I am grateful that they cannot fully understand the experience of living through a pandemic when your head of state is both incompetent and malignant. That fact amplifies the considerable stress on the mind, increases the weight on the soul. So, here's where the truth comes in. You're not crazy. The President of the United States is indeed an unhinged, thin-skinned, narcissistic sociopath, a racist, a rapist, a traitor, and a pathological liar. He is a man not only unprepared to manage a pandemic, but unable to learn from his failures and indifferent to the mass death accelerated by those very failures. Thanks to Donald Trump's malevolent negligence, the United States leads the world in coronavirus cases and deaths. All of that is true. Also true is that Trump's government is committing crimes against humanity right now. The political party of which he is head enables and abets those crimes. We need to remind ourselves of these truths because truth is clarifying. It helps slice through the fog of lies. It helps us regain our bearings in the world, a world that feels even more dangerous than it did before the pandemic. And no, you cannot convince members of his cult. They can be fought in the courts. They can be fought at the polls. They can be blocked on social media. But members of a cult are impervious to reason. If and when they watch this video, they will send me their characteristically deranged, angry, and creatively punctuated hate mail. I know. They're damaged people, easily exploited people, and unaware that they are damaged and exploited. They do have real grievances, but do not recognize that their cult leader can only amplify and exploit their grievances. But you, on the other hand, you can hold on to your reason by holding on to the truth. And I realize that your profession may prevent you from adhering fully to all pandemic management measures. But to the degree that you can, keep social distancing. If you're going out shopping, put on the mask. Keep washing your hands. Know that you are doing the right thing. Know that you are doing your best. And remember, there are good people out there too. People working on a vaccine. Competent, caring leaders. That there is good in the world is an even more important truth. Oh, well, that is all for this episode of What is Your COVID-19 Routine? And if you'd like to share your coping strategies, please do. And, well, since the United States has no national strategy for managing the pandemic, I expect that my quarantining life will continue for a while. So, presuming I remain healthy, I'll do another episode. Until then, take care of yourselves and of each other. Bye for now.